Good afternoon, everybody. Sunday afternoon. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for coming in here. Of course, the lighting. Why do I go through it? Thank you. I'm up to 380. I appreciate your support. Just keep riding along, and we'll just see how long we can just keep riding on up. And I really appreciate your support. And as you see in the thumbnail, Degenerate Mobster gets beat down in church. Now, maybe some of you might not realize that a lot of the mafia, Italian mafia and everything were Christians and went through all the ceremonial events for their daughter or son for, the communion, confirmation and everything else. And it was special. They're just not maniac animals all the time. So, and a lot of in the houses, I've been in the houses of high-ranking mobsters where they had the saints, like a shrine and everything. And they took that serious. I mean, it's understandable. It's understandable. And one of the members, high-ranking guy, daughter, was making the I believe it was the communion, and you go to the church and it's a ceremony, blah blah blah, and so the father, we'll call him Johnny T. No, we'll call him Johnny Rotten, but his daughter was going through it and everything. So there's another guy, complete degenerate gambler, and he didn't have money to put in the hat or the basket when they come by. So Johnny T has to give him a couple hundred. He says, "Here, he gives him a couple hundred." And then now during the ceremony, Johnny Rotten went in there first, and we were sitting behind the degenerate, and we got behind him, but we had shifted over, and he didn't know we were right behind in view of him. So they go to pass the hat, and he's in his pocket, and he puts the 200 in his pocket, and he takes out like 2 1s or 2 5. He did the switcheroo. So I see it, and I was an antagonist, and I went, "Wow, what a piece of crap. Is anything left sacred?" And this guy's livid. This guy is just completely livid. And I could see, I've seen him when his eyes snap over. And so he's holding back. They do the ceremony, and it commences. And I egged him on a little bit because I didn't like the other guy anyways. I didn't like him anyways. And I'm like, whatever I'm saying, antagonistic. And they're mingling a little later. And then there's like a party type of setting in the backyard. Yep. And so we're at let me get it together here. So they're standing in back of the church and shaking the hands. The daughter made communion, blah, 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 and everything else. So we're over in the back corner, right near the door, and this degenerate got to walk by him. and I'm standing there, and he's filming. I said, relax. What are you gonna do? Relax. He's like, he disrespects my daughter. He put disrespect on my daughter's ceremony, and there's like smoke coming out of his ears. And there's the Monsignor priest coming around this other side of the pews, and I look over at him, and then I hear you, and he grabs a guy, attacks him, and just, he was a big dude, and he was just beating him in the church. And there's senior citizens there. There's other crime family members there and everything else, and it was a spectacle. I mean, there is nothing left sacred. And he bludgeoned his face because when you see something like that, your first impulse, in any setting, is you don't go grab the guy to hold him back to stop beating him. No, you don't mean you don't grab him to get off the guy. No, you don't do that. You do not do that, because then it's going to be your behind after that. And I've seen that happen. Nah, you don't go grabbing. You let the guy do his work. And it was justified work, and you don't want to do that. And so he bludgeoned them down pretty good, and they drag him out of there. They put him in a back seat of a car, and there's like a buffet dinner party type of thing with the balloons and all of that kind of stuff at the guy's residence. And so go over there. Everything's nice, beautiful little girl. I mean, you have to realize that you think mafia, blood and guts and violence and everything else. These fathers hug their little beautiful sons and daughters just like anybody else. Not just monsters and everything. Maybe there's a side of that, but I want to make that clear. Guys that laugh and joke around and have family values and morals, but they're just went off to that other world. So lo and behold, mingling around after the church ceremony. So I go out into the open area where there's cars parked all over the place. I look in the car, the guy's still laid out. He's laid out. And I'm thinking, what happened? I mean, like, I know he got maybe unconscious or anything, but I was like, some of these guys, they got fists, they're like catcher's mitts, and they're just jackhammers. And when you're just taking 12, 14, 20, you need reconstruction of your eye socket, your nose, your teeth, and everything else. So I go, I get some water, and I'm knocking and everything, but I open the thing, I put it on him, and I said, what? And he's going, oh, I gotta go to the hospital. I said, why'd they bring you back here? He's like, oh, well, he had to come here. He would have dishonored him if he didn't come directly here because of me. And he said, then I would have been in more trouble. And he's just bludgeoned and everything. So I go back over to the gathering and everything. And I says, Johnny Rotten, that MF is out in the car, laid out in the back seat. What? He brought him here? I said, yeah. He's like, oh, I don't know. He needs medical attention. He needs some medical attention. And uh, they took care of him and everything. And it was a nice ceremony. And they, about a month or two goes by, and he came back to the club, and he didn't say too much. He didn't. He I mean, it's understandable. He didn't say a lot, and he says, "Jojo, I heard you. I heard you in the pew behind me, antagonizing him. You know, and you know, because I was going, wow, he switched. What, you know, he heard me behind him telling the guy, and I said, listen, I didn't have to say nothing. I didn't have to say nothing because he saw it himself. You know, he goes, you edged him on, you egged him on. I said, you're scum. You're scum, bro. You're scum. You're robbing the money. You're switching the money in a church where the guy's daughter is having a communion. You put disrespect on that event like that. You're lucky you got air in your lungs. You're lucky you got air in your lungs. And they were busting my chops about that, but it was all in good. It was all in good light. But the organized crime, Italian mafia, Sicilians, they're Christians, and they take it serious. And their mothers and the parent and grandma, they're Christians. They're Christians. That's my niece's communion, right? That's my sister's. That's my niece's communion, right there. And we take it serious. And if it happened with me, and I'm not a tough guy, but if I saw that disrespect at my daughter's or my niece's communion, yeah, I'd take a shot and see if I can beat the guy up or get a baseball or do something and get in what I could get in. But I just wanted to stress, I thank you guys for coming in and supporting. The ticker's going up. I'm not censored anymore. Gotta watch my mouth, and because my subscribe thing got unfrozen, and it's been rising up continually. It's been rising up, you know. I mean, every day 1 or 2. So I don't know. We'll just see where it goes. You ride with me, I'll ride with you. I'll even get in the back seat. All right. So, and I'll tip you when we get there. They dead missed AmazonBooks.com. Yes, I'm begging. They dead missed AmazonBooks.com. Best story ever written. All right. Memoir, Divine Intervention, many times in my life. And of course, the goofy crazy mob stories. I want to do another story about Big Gene DeFrancisco. And you know, Rochester mob was very violent also. I said it in the other videos. And it don't matter your geographical location, like I said before. If you're in Cleveland, wherever you are, it don't matter. Like, oh, just the New York City mafia is the most violent families around. No, it doesn't matter where you live or you're geographically located. No, it don't matter. It's just a killer can be a crazy killer can come from Tupelo, Mississippi. That's all. Or Poughkeepsie, New York. It don't matter. Because there was one from Poughkeepsie. But I appreciate your support. Novak Djokovic just won the 23rd Grand Slam title. I just watched the French Open. A great achievement for any tennis fans that might be out there. And a class act. A class act. He gave so much respect to the opponent that he beat. And I'm a sports fan. And that's what I enjoy. This is my hobby: sports, casino, gambling, travel, whatever. But you new viewers and everything, young and old and new subscribers coming in here, I appreciate it. There's no big introduction. No lighting. There's dark spots. Look at light and dark, the yin and the yang. You know, the shadow man. But I just do it as long as you people come in here and help me out. Mr. Spataro, good to see you again. With the Fangul. He's been riding with me a long time. I appreciate that. I know it's Sunday and there's a lot of people are busy, summertime and everybody's busy and everything. But, like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification button, do 2 backflips outside, 1 log roll, and 3 jumping jacks. All right. It goes a long way. So, yeah, they tell me to say that, but it sounds like I'm begging because I'm begging. It doesn't sound like I'm begging. It's begging the way I look at it. So please, 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 let's get to 500 subscribers by Christmas. All right. Now I'm really begging. Okay. Now I'm really begging. I got some other story about the Aryan brothers, the Crips and the Bloods, the Italians commingling with them. And some of that stuff. We got Big Gene. I got a couple more Mike Francis stuff, and I'm not gonna bash Mike Francis. I say it, but I do throw a couple little jabs in there every time I say I'm not gonna bash him. And whether he's lying or not, and all of that. You've heard it all before. But Sammy the Bull, Gravano, when he shot that kid, that innocent kid, I talked to the mother of that kid, and when I did the video like that, she was really happy. Shapeski, and during a hit, a young boy got killed, and there's something else I want to talk about down the road. Because I communicate with the mother of that boy, and I mean that was years ago, but just trying to come up with content to keep you people riding with me. Yeah, I'm immature, but we'll see where it goes. That's all. I have fun, and I ramble on like Led Zeppelin, and then you got Novak Djokovic tennis, and then you got Denver Nuggets. This other Joker. I can't keep track of these names. The Joker, Jovic, and everything else. No, I just do the smokes. I used to smoke the weed years ago, and sold about 100 tons of it when it was illegal. But now they're smoking pot in the casinos. The government. They're shaking people down for 50-cent daily doubles and bookie and little grandpa operations, and they got them in the street like they're freaking murderers, and they're making a big to-do. But now it's all right for all these scumbag New York State casinos, Indian casinos. Yeah, now they got a piece of the action. Just like prohibition, you couldn't sell. It was illegal. It was illegal. Well, tax it and everything else, and then it's morally accepted. It's morally accepted just as long as the government could get their hands in the cookie jar. Gambling, morally accepted now once they get their hand in the cookie jar. Marijuana, morally accepted now that they're taxing it in dispensaries and everything else. Yeah. Like I said before, the United States government is more corrupt than the Colombo family, Genovese family, but the United States government is the biggest crime entity in the United States of America. No disrespect, Betsy Ross or George Washington or Thomas Jefferson. But we're not going to do politics anymore. If you guys are, I'm not going to say it. I don't want any dissension. I got to keep the few people I got here. So I don't want to talk no smack. Plus I get censored. Yeah. Grandino. Oh, all right. I like you guys coming in here, 20 minutes. But I think sometimes when people are scrolling and they see a 10-minute video, they'll more or less check it out, rather than they see a 22-minute video or 24-minute video. The analytics. I got a scientific mind, but I also have brain damage. That's why I'm crazy. That's why I'm crazy. But I like to have fun. It was just an experiment to see where it would go. And I like the cool people that come in here and say hello. That's all. I'm not a tough guy. No, not like that. But yeah, the church situation was crazy. And I told him afterwards, I said, you got to go to confession. Leave me alone. Well, you did that in the church. You got to go to confession and say, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. These are my sins. Last week, during the communion, I beat the guy down in the church. I apologize, Father. So you better go to confession. So that's that, folks. Thank you, Grandino, Shapeski, Spataro. Thank you guys for riding with me, and thank you for anybody who comes here on purpose or by accident or by happenstance. I enjoy doing it, and I can chirp. I can chirp, and I got some other stuff coming up. You know how I do it. Just come back. All right, I'm a beggar. All right, enjoy the day. We've been having great weather. I think the farmers need some rain, and that'll be all right. Get the pollen out of the air. Wake up, sinuses. So a little rain will help the the farmers. They got to eat too, So I appreciate everything, you guys. Stay safe and enjoy the people that you have. Call your mother, call your father. Tell them how much you love them. Nothing's, tomorrow's not guaranteed. I just lost a dear friend. And, so tell these people how you feel about them while they're here. That goes a long way. I mean, that's a good thing. Rick James, yeah, I'm sounding off, buddy, but I do appreciate you coming in. And if you guys are able and you have the resources to help somebody out, help them if you can. That's the real currency of life, love and compassion. That's not blood and guts and violent mafia people. Love and compassion. It might add 10 years onto your life too, medically speaking. I just added that in there. So it's not partly cloudy. It's partly sunny. So stay strong. There's mental health problems going around. If you need to ask somebody for some help, it takes a bigger man to ask somebody for help, And, a lot of people stuff their emotions, stuff their feelings. Men, of course, they want to be strong and portray being tough and everything. And you don't want to say, hey, Jim, man, I need to talk to somebody. My mind's getting a little crazy. And don't be too embarrassed. It's a sign of strength. Or if you see somebody that might be struggling, say, hey, is everything okay? I'm here for you. All right. That's what it's all about. So I appreciate it. Shapeski, Rick James, Grandino, Mr. Spataro, and everybody that comes in here. We're rising up, and we're going to ride the train. riding that train, high on cocaine? Nah. We're going to rise up. My little studio in the shadows of my living room and whatever's going on. But I enjoy it. You people accept me, and we all want to be accepted, okay? We all want to be accepted. So I try to also do the Jesus Calling devotions, which is Sunday, and I didn't do it today. Let's do a quick one, just random. Be prepared to suffer for me in my name. All suffering has meaning in my kingdom. So when we're suffering, there's meaning in it. Come on, Father. Pain and problems are opportunities to demonstrate your trust in me. So when we're going through trials and tribulations, we still have to have trust. It's hard to do. It's like, why me, God? Why me? Well, then I'm still supposed to have trust. But I do too, because the angels saved me. I've been saved by angels. I've been saved. I do have that trust because I lived it 20 times. Bearing your circumstances bravely. Walk strong in faith. But is faith an empty word? Does faith put food on your table? Does faith put gas in your car? Does faith pay the rent? This is a tough battle, my dear friends. Bravely take on your circumstances and thank God for your circumstances, good or bad. Because that's the highest form of praise. You know, we can worship God and Jesus when our pockets are full and we got all kinds of money and everything. Oh, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. But then how hard is it to thank God when things aren't going well? If you're able to wake up in the morning and get out of bed and take 3 steps, you should thank God. This sacrifice of thanksgiving, it rings golden toned bells throughout the heavenly realms. So remember when I said the angels will sing? It's not just metaphorically speaking or just a phrase. They will sing. And then, but when you do that, when you demonstrate this all, the bells, the golden bells, it's not fairy tale like, Little Red Riding Hood. Okay. I'm not trying to stuff spirituality down your throat. For those who hung in there long enough and you could take a little something, a little positivity, spirituality, you don't have to be a Christian. Psychologically, we all have to deal with psychological spirituality, mental and spiritual health. We need all the help we can get. I know I do. When suffering strikes, remember that I am sovereign and I can bring good out of everything. Do not try to run from pain or hide your problems. Instead, accept adversity in my name and put it onto me. Thus your suffering gains meaning and draws you closer to me. My joy emerges from the ashes of adversity and through your trust and think. Enough. Thank you, Jesus. Denver jogs tonight. So we throw a little spirituality because today's Sunday, and I actually did a video about the event that happened in church, and I need to do that daily devotion because my life was spared when it didn't deserve to be spared. Yeah, that's nice, Grandino. These mob channels and all these, they're big personalities and everything. And, that's entertainment. That's the big screen. That's 10 million subscribers. But we break it down to the nitty gritty of humanity and psychology and everything. We break it down beyond the blood and guts. That's what we do here. And if I'm in a cave or a fancy studio, the message remains the same. I can be great anywhere. Oh, I'm sorry. But compassion and love, Sammy the Bull Gravano, Mike Francis does the spirituality, but then you got to pay $10 a month for the Patreon. Well, you know what you should do, Mike, with all those millions? Go build a homeless shelter when you're sitting on your throne over there. Go build a homeless shelter with that 300 million you're sitting on. Go build a homeless shelter. Forgive me. But sometimes you peel the layers back. Don't get lost in the gangster story and all that. You read, assess, analyze what's going on in their brain. Motives. Have a discerning eye and ears. And that's just me. If I was wealthy, I would donate, but I'd donate right to the people, not just some organization, so their executives and CEOs could drive around in Mercedes-Benz, and then only 10% of the donations goes to the actual person. Nah. I'd get buses. Everybody, I clear all the streets up. Everybody come in. There's a big compound, and whatever you do, you do. You want to drink your alcohol? You're a Vietnam vet, or you're a war vet. I got your back. But I'm broke. I don't have that kind of money. But we all could wish for a better world. People struggle, and there should be nobody, especially homeless veterans. Homeless veterans? It doesn't even seem like that should be in the same sentence. I just turned this 20-minute video into a 31-minute video, my dear friends, but I like hanging out. So I'm speechless. I'm getting nauseating, am I? I think I'm starting to get nauseating. Sorry about that, folks. Because I'm nauseating myself. But all right. Everybody that came in and wrote along with me, I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification thing, whatever that is. I don't even know if that works on the other end, the notification. I'm not really tech savvy and everything like that. But I'll just keep pumping them out and keep hanging out with me, folks. And I'll catch you again real soon. And we'll get together. God bless y'all. Have a great weekend. Have a great summer. And I wish prosperity and abundance and sound thinking and mental health for y'all. God bless y'all. Thanks for riding with me.